Holy shit, you guys, looks like we're actually gonna get Godspeed in the upcoming episode of The Flash. Yeah, the CGI for the suit kind of looked like crap in those pictures the CW put out, but at least the design translated to live action pretty well. Seriously, I think we can all agree that the costume looks badass. And considering how the character was shown fast enough to punch somebody's head off with one hit and even outrun the Flash himself in the comics, I'm guessing the TV version is gonna give Barry and the rest of Team Flash a serious run for their money. Either way, I can't wait to see what all the writers end up having him do in the show. Maybe they'll build him up as the next season's big bad, or stretch out his plotline over the next few episodes, or even have him team up with Eobard, or maybe even Cicada, who knows?
Nora!
We did it!
Oh, alright. For fuck's sake, seriously? Nora, I can't even fucking phase. West Allen takes out what could've and should've been one of the more interesting characters in this entire season in the first episode he appears in? Yeah, we could've had what essentially would've been a morally questionable speedster version of Eddie Thawne, but I guess keeping Godspeed in the future so he doesn't interact with Team Flash at all, while having him get played like a chump and smashed into the side of a building is cool too. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. That costume is way too cool to only use once. I'm sure they'll be bringing him back at some point, and he'll probably be tougher and way faster by that point. Speaking of, Godspeed wasn't even that fast. Seriously, he got his ass stomped by one of the slowest speedsters on the show. Whatever, just for shits and giggles, I guess, let's figure out how fast the CW version of Godspeed is. Now, like always, we need a decent feat to give Godspeed a solid base speed, and I think we can get that from the fact that he and Nora seem to be about the same speed, given that he was easily able to keep up with her, but he never seemed to be capable of outrunning and catching her, even after taking a second dose of everybody's favorite speed drug, Velocity 9. Yeah, it sucks, but whatever, that's what we're stuck with. Anywho, since we could scale Godspeed to Nora, then that should mean he should also be able to travel through time like she's been able to, given how we saw her pop up around different points in Team Flash's history, starting with the Crisis on Earth X crossover, as well as how she made multiple visits to a guy she knows to be a dangerous murderer throughout this entire season. Seriously, Nora, I know Eobard's the only other speedster in your time, but you seriously had to keep going back to him even after you got to hang out with your dad? Either way, if you've seen my earlier Flash top speed videos, or, just paid really close attention to background details in the show, then you'd know that this would mean Nora, and therefore Godspeed, can run at a speed of about 900 miles an hour, or about 1,448 kilometers an hour, just a tiny bit faster than the 763 miles an hour, or 1,228 kilometers an hour, record set by the rocket-powered Thrust SSC back in 1997. Speaking of Nora, we also got confirmation via one of her journal entries in the latest episode that she managed to run at about Mach 2 at some point. Considering how she doesn't seem like she's making a big deal out of reaching a new speed limit, and I have no idea if this is something she did earlier in the season, given that the CW likes to delete earlier episodes before I can rewatch them for research, because fuck you, that's why. I'm guessing that means Nora could always casually run at this speed, meaning she definitely would have been running at least this fast while getting chased around Central City by Godspeed. I mean, the alternative would have been not running as fast as possible and letting herself get caught, which probably wouldn't have turned out all that great. Seriously though, this would put both her and Godspeed at a speed of about 1,534 miles an hour, or about 2,469 kilometers an hour. Now I know at this point somebody watching the video is going to start asking, but wait a minute comics, we know Godspeed took V9 to make himself even faster than he normally is, so how much faster did it make him? Well, as far as normal, non-speedster people go, we know that a single dose of V9 can boost your running speed up to at least Mach 3.3, given how Eliza Harmon managed to smoke Barry pretty easily during the Trajectory episode back in Season 2, an episode that also featured Barry reaching the speed in order to jump a bridge Eliza destroyed.
Barry, to make that jump, you'll need to go Mach 3.3, but only for a second.
Obviously, a speedster should be boosted to much higher levels than this, but without knowing what all Godspeed was capable of running at before he started taking the V9, we can at least say the drug helped him casually reach speeds of about 2,531 miles an hour, or about 4,074 kilometers an hour. Man, is this really all the CW version of Godspeed could do? Just kinda sorta run at a little over Mach 3?
Oh, that sucks.
Well, thankfully, and unfortunately, this isn't technically Godspeed's limit. I say unfortunately because, with a little bit more scaling, we can see that his actual limit in this episode is really less than Zoom's top speed back in Season 2. We know that he and Nora are about the same speed, and since Nora couldn't outrun Zoom back in the What's Past His Prologue episode earlier this season, given how Barry had to slow himself down to cover her, that would put Godspeed's maximum speed in his very first appearance, with the additional V9 and tachyon enhancements and whatever else he's done to himself to go faster, at less than 6,360 miles an hour, or about 10,235 kilometers an hour, or about Mach 8.2. And yeah, I know Harry mentions that Zoom was moving faster in the 20th episode, titled Rupture, a full 2 episodes after Zoom stole Barry's speed in the Versus Zoom episode, but looking back at the scene again, it comes across to me like Zoom was just speeding up his takeover of another Earth, not that he was necessarily running at a faster speed.
It won't be long now. He's moving faster than he ever did on my Earth.
So what's next?
Next, he'll recruit every metahuman he can find and then force him to do what he wants.
I don't know, maybe that's not what the writers meant, but until we get some clarification, I'm still sticking with the idea that Zoom taking Barry's speed really just healed him and made him healthy again, rather than making him run any faster. God damn it, writers, only Mach 8.2? You seriously couldn't let Godspeed run any faster than that? I mean, this is the same character who was so fast in the comics that he could literally copy himself and be in 2 places at once. But yeah, no, letting him get taken out by a satellite and getting smashed into a building is cool too. Now that having been said though, we did technically get a much faster feat earlier in the episode when we saw that Godspeed somehow managed to outrun a trillion FPS camera that can photograph light moving.
Trillion FPS, captures light in motion.
If we take this statement at face value, then this scene alone would easily put Godspeed at faster than light speeds, meaning he could definitely run at least 670,616,629 miles an hour, or about 1,079,252,848 kilometers an hour. Well, alright writers, maybe I was misjudging you a little. Looks like you guys actually know what you're doing with these speedsters now. Oh wait, he never actually does anything like that again? And he can barely keep pace with Nora, a character who couldn't even outrun the Season 2 big bad? Never mind, just chalk this one up to plot-induced stupidity. Hopefully we'll see him again, and hopefully he'll be even faster next time. But anyways guys, that's my take on how fast the CW version of Godspeed is so far. If you guys agreed with anything I said in this video, or if you have your own calculations you want to throw out there, then go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then go ahead and click that like button, and if you're new, maybe consider clicking that subscribe button too. I've also got links to my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon in the description. You should probably check those out too. And if you want to see more of my content, then you can click the link to my last video. It's right there in the middle of your screen. Alright, and I will see you all next time.